So,
Hit the button, Harry.
yeah, I haven't heard that for a while. Hit the button. Welcome to Roundtable 46 this week, I believe. This is our weekly event where we let you know about upcoming changes and our plans for the coming week. We will also have a recap on the previous week's events and answer any questions you may have, and I get a feeling there's going to be a fair few of them tonight.
I believe there will be.
It's going to be extra sparkly tonight. So, general news this week. General chat's active in the video again this week, so say hi to YouTube, everybody. Downtime is, as always, going to be tomorrow, 9 a.m. UK time. We shouldn't be down for too long tomorrow, I don't think, but again, it's required, so there it is. And my third great thing I was going to announce tonight is the launch of the gift card on the Wicked Ninja Games website. So if anybody fancies gifting a sub or gifting, I don't know, anything really, you can do that now with gift cards. So, go on.
The way those work is you'd go onto the site, you'd buy a gift card in currency of your choice, and put in the email address of the person that you would like to receive the gift. They will then get an email with a code in it. They then go onto the site, log into their account, and they can either use the code during checkout or they can add the code to their account balance, and by going to my account and gift cards, and then they'll have a balance on their account that they can just spend from.
Yep.
Very simple. Already been used in real life, and we have one very satisfied customer who tested.
Well, what is this real life you speak of?
As in, it was kind of a requested thing, so...
Excellent news.
The real life thing that we speak of is Riku returning to the cluster after nearly a year's break.
Yes. Welcome back, Riku. So let's hit some news for games then. So I'll start with 7 days this week. We've got a fair bit to go through. Wanted to remind everybody to keep an eye on the dojo, especially for 7 days at the moment, because it's in kind of its development phase and we're changing things and trying to adapt to what the players want. So the more people in the dojo, the absolute better. There's a lot of good discussion going on in there, and it's helping to shape the future of the 7-day servers that we have here and how you guys get to use them. So onwards with that, we have tomorrow also being Wednesday maintenance. We've got Undead Legacy releasing tomorrow. That's going to be a supporter-only server. Good luck to everyone who takes part this time around. We've got a few people ready to go already, so there's definitely going to be people there from day one. This is the first of our guest mod overhaul offerings, and we would like ideally to rotate them. Go on.
I was just going to say, how does the guest mod concept work? What's this new server?
Okay, so this is going to be a supporter server. Players are going to get to choose the overhaul mod that we use every wipe. So I think we say we're going with about 2 months wipe now. So round about the 2 month mark, we will have a discussion again in the dojo, which is why I'm prompting everyone to get in there, get active, start feeding back, because everybody's opinion does matter. And we'll put forth some offerings of things that are A20 compatible and that look cool. So Undead Legacy is going to be our first one. We're very probably going to have a run of Ravenhurst. There's War of the Walkers. There's lots of them out there at the moment. So these are going to rotate round. The players are going to have much greater control over the settings. So again, we've had some people test running this for the next few days. I'm going to get to that in a bit. I've got a bit to say thank you about to those guys at the end. But yeah, this is going to be a very player-driven, very switch it up kind of server for those that are sort of progressed, want more out of the game. Basically, come support us, join the server, let's have some fun, and the sky's the limit. You can pretty much, between yourselves, control how that thing goes. So it's kind of an experiment at the moment, but I think it's going to go down really well. There's been a lot of really good input.
Just popped a couple of links into the chat for people who are interested in finding out more about the potential overhaul mods that are available.
Yeah, and if you've got the overhaul mod launcher already for Darkness Falls, there's a load of them listed down the left-hand side. So by all means, have a look, see what you like, put some stuff in the dojo, And next time, I guess in probably about a month and a bit's time, when we start working on the next overhaul, those that put forward their names who would like to test, I'm totally up for more testers. It's been really nice feedback from the guys who've played this time, so the more the merrier. It's going to be cool. On top of that, then, the first wipe for the rest of the servers is also going to take place on 13th of April. So there's going to be, for vanilla, there's going to be 2 new maps. We'll random gen them this time, so we're not seeing the same thing every time. For darkness, we are currently waiting on Kane to release a stable version. He's going to include a new map, as far as I'm aware. And what makes darkness different is he uses his own custom sort of POIs and buildings, so he hand builds those into the maps that he creates. There isn't yet any way of manually putting those things in, so as soon as we hear something from the Darkness Fall side of things, that's going to be next up on the list to sort out. Difficulties.
Just to interject on that one a little bit.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, which is probably the majority because very few people do, adding POIs into 7 days maps takes about 3 or 4 minutes each. And there are about 1,000 POIs on the maps that Kane creates. So when he brings it out finished and ready. Because otherwise it's a waste of time. So just be aware there's a lot of work goes into creating these maps, which is why it takes them so long to do it.
Yeah.
So patience, please.
Yes, he's in the middle of trying to standardize all that sort of stuff. I was talking to him the other day, and he's coming along nicely. So hopefully we'll get
some idea of what he's got planned. We've been posting the notes from his development builds in the dojo as well.
Yeah, again, more sort of prompting towards getting the dojo, read feedback, and let's make this awesome. We went through the same process with Ark, didn't we? And it took a while, but we got there. So this is going to be the same thing. The more you can input, the better things are going to be, and the quicker that's going to happen. So into the dojo and lots of information, please. So moving on, difficulties. With the new wipes, difficulties are going to slightly change, and I've heard multiple conversations about how people think difficulties should be, and I agree with some. Others kind of fit into the category of, well, what do we want these servers to be? So to go a bit further into that, no Horde servers are going to stay at difficulty 2. We intend them to kind of be like a trainer server for players who've never played 7 days before, or who've played very heavy PvE games, are not very familiar with the concept of loss. So although we want to keep them kind of lower on the difficulty level, we also need to fill the hole that is created when we remove the Blood Moon element, which is where the zombies can actually attack your base every 7 days and they attempt to dismantle you. So without that, the game gets very stale very quickly. So one thing we have is the populated cities mod in. I don't think what it's called off the top of my head. What was it?
Roaming hordes?
No, it was something cities. So basically, the zombies congregate more in the city areas, the built-up areas, and the quest areas than they would in the wilderness. So you see more of them. And I'm looking at another little modelet called Wandering Hordes, which should allow for more realistic zombie movie kind of hordes of zombies moving through areas and things like that. It's something to introduce players to zombies, introduce them to penalty of dying, but not have them directly coming at your base. It kind of tries to balance it out a little bit. Whereas the other change coming, the difficulty on the Horde mode servers, for the guys who are currently playing, know what they're doing, and are playing this competitively, they feel that 2 is a little bit too low. So this reset, we're going to go up to 3. That includes Darkness Falls. And player feedback will be required. If we want to go up again next time, we can. But I think we won't go downwards, if that makes sense. So I think 3 is a good move. I've heard calls for 4, but we'll see how 3 goes. I've got no problem at all discussing 4 after we've done a season of 3, just to see where everybody stands on that, because obviously everybody's playstyle is different and everybody plays a different way. So we need to monitor that. Again, the dojo comes in really helpful for that. And again, I keep mentioning the new hardware. That seems to be going really well. We're down to 2 restarts now on Darkness Falls. I would like some more feedback when obviously people have been sort of shifting around because people are getting slightly to the end of the play scale now or waiting for the wipe. So next time round, when everybody gets back to it, lots more feedback on how those are doing. Can we bring them back down to 1 maybe like the rest of the vanilla servers? And we'll monitor from there. But things seem to be going really well for 7 days at the moment. More on that later on. I've got some stuff to talk about next, but then we move on to Ark. So,
Exciting.
Say again?
Exciting stuff.
There is lots of exciting stuff. I could talk for hours at the moment about ideas going through my head for 7 days. Looking at your PvP zones as well on the Ark cluster, we can do that on 7 days too. So that is possibly something we could introduce if players are sort of receptive to that. And again, it can be contained to a small area. We can even stop players shooting from that area.
While you're bringing up the subject of PvP, we might as well dive straight into that then for the Ark side of things as well.
Yeah.
So, as most of you probably know, just from Ark Global Chat and from a little bit earlier, we have introduced a PvP arena onto the Ark cluster. The arena sits in the Manticore Gladiator Arena out in the desert on Scorched Earth. Not the best location in the world, but also really good as well.
It's quite a fitting place, isn't it, really, there?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's out of the way. People aren't accidentally going to wander through there and get their asses handed to them. And it's also got a kind of a dilapidated town nearby. So I've already noticed a couple of people have put down some beds, water sources on the roofs of the buildings in the town, a couple of boxes, that kind of thing to get set up and have easy access to the area. The arena itself covers the whole of the Colosseum plus a little bit outside. So yes, you have the opportunity of hiding up in the seats and on top of pillars and in the buildings. I like that despair. Who runs Bartertown? I really think it'd be cool if a shanty town built up around the arena. That would be awesome.
Who runs Bartertown? Despair runs Bartertown.
So it's there. We've also, in conjunction with that, which will make things make it more accessible. Nani was working on compiling a plugin for us that allows us to set multiple teleport locations per map. So at the moment we just have the trading post, but we're going to expand that so you can have more than one location you guys can TP to. So it'd be like trading post, arena, a hall of heroes, that kind of stuff. Those will be the fixed teleports. Then there'll be the player-based ones. So like you can do in Minecraft, you'll be able to set a home point, I believe.
Yes.
You'll be able to set a home point, label it how you want to, and use that to TP yourself home. Obviously, with great power comes great responsibility. So these TPs will have cooldowns, and the more personal TPs you have access to, that's going to be supporter-based. So alphas will get the most, and downwards from there.
Yeah. There are some kind of small workarounds. Well, I wouldn't say workarounds. There are some small conditions on setting a home teleport as well. So you have to have a certain number of foundations in place. You can't just put these things randomly out in the middle of nowhere. These are teleport home locations, not quick travel locations.
Yeah, so the teleporter networks in place around the maps will still be useful. You can have, I suppose you can have satellite bases out there, but you will be limited into how many home points you can set. But the main thing is we want to make the kind of event areas and publicly accessible areas more accessible. So I'm thinking as well, even we could go as far as setting up TPs next to the event bosses to allow people to congregate quickly at those locations.
That sounds good.
Mm.
Yeah. The
But
PvP
again,
arena.
it
Get
would,
there faster. Get your ass handed to you. Leave quicker.
yeah. But again, they will have cooldowns as well, so they won't be able to be used for quick travel around the map with no resource applied. Got to keep that balanced.
Mhm.
So that all comes back to the PvP arena. The arena is full PvP. You can get killed, you will lose your stuff, people can harvest your corpse, you will take damage on your armor. All tactics are valid. You can fly, you can hover, you can take a mech in there, you can take dinos in there. There's all sorts of stuff going on there. The only thing you cannot do is build inside the arena. I had some ideas around that. Obviously, admins can build in the arena, so we can put structures in there. So we could construct sort of Halo-esque type PvP area with platforms you can stand on and walkways you can run along.
CQB arena.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff. Also, the other idea I had as well, which I hate to say, I think I lifted this directly from WoW, is putting an event boss in the middle of the arena. But not the ones you're typically used to from the world bosses. This would be a dino that did practically no damage whatsoever. It would have very high hit points and it would be resistant to various types of damage. So it would take a good few minutes of concentrated fire to kill. Then once it is dead, it would spawn loot crates on the ground in the arena, which would have some high value loot in them. So that means somebody enters the arena, they're flagged for PvP, and they're trying to kill this dino to get the high value loot that is inside. I'm thinking blueprints and stuff like that. Meanwhile, other people are coming into the arena and also wanting the same thing. So do they cooperate or do they kill each other?
Well, I came up with a good slogan for this earlier, and what I'm doing is I'm basically saying the only rule of Fight Club is we never ticket about Fight Club. That's it.
Yes, totally. Anything that happens in the arena is totally up to you. Don't take something in you can't afford to lose, and just have fun and enjoy yourself. And if you want to see who's the most successful, obviously you can go to Fred's house and use the !stats top PvP, and you'll see who's got the most kills, the best KD, and done the most damage, that kind of stuff.
Also, if you come crying to the admins you've lost something in PvP, we will take great pleasure in laughing at you.
Anything to stop people camping than swooping in for the loot, or is that considered fair game? It's fair game. You swoop in for that loot, there's a very good chance you're going to get blown up.
If you see them swooping in, put an arrow through their forehead.
I was thinking more like a rocket,
I was
or a
being
homing
nice.
missile, or a cruise missile, or hit them with a mech, or something equally nasty. But I suppose the interesting thing is we could counter that quite easily by just having admin structures in there that spawn over where the loot crate crates spawn. So the box spawns inside a building.
Nah.
Can't be shot while you're sheltering in a box.
But yes, there's plenty of opportunity there to have lots of fun. I also think as well, there's no reason not to roll out PvP-enabled areas to other maps.
I fully support the jousting tourney, by the way, and will record that.
But I think that's all I have for the PvP side of things.
Yeah. I had some bullet points written down of things, and then obviously you can add to or elaborate. The first big thing that I was putting down here would be the Fjordjaw release. So the big announcement this week would be, yes, the Fjordur official release is coming. Yes, we will be running the official map. It'll be set up the same way we did with Lost Island to preserve the new maps challenge. Players will be able to transfer to it, but no items or tames. Obviously, you can take anything you want from it, but you won't be taking it back. We'll be closing down the modded Fjordur map once the official one launches. Please start planning. So I know there's going to be questions about this. We will be doing the questions section at the end. So save them for now. But yes, we will discuss Fjordur in a second. Moving on then, what did we have listed for last week? We've turned off corrupted raptor pounces for the next restart. So obviously
Indeed, we have.
no raptors pouncing in missions anymore, or at least no corrupted ones.
There's a couple of missions on there where you can either get like mission raptors, while normal raptors, or corrupted raptors. So I don't want to turn off raptor pounce entirely, so we've disabled it on mission and corrupted. So if you do what is it, survive the arc, I believe, you're going to get pounced on by normal raptors if there are any in there.
Yeah.
The rest, they won't.
Cool. So that's raptor pouncing. They've been put back in their respective little cages and told to be good. Also, we've turned off floating damage text in world boss fights. No more spam.
Hopefully, that will take effect. However, it may require some intervention on the server side as well.
Yes, I believe there is a setting for that, isn't there?
Yes, there is. There's a setting to turn off damage text globally, and that means nobody can see their damage unless they are attacking. What are they? Training dummies or straw dummies or whatever they are. So you can check your DPS and things like that.
Yep.
So you like you used to get training dummies in Ark. You could not Ark, in WoW. You could batter the living daylights out of them, and you get a DPS readout on them.
Yep.
Ark has the same thing, but big cause of lag is if you've got lots of turrets firing and there's lots of damage numbers scrolling up the screen, or in your boss fight and there's tons of damage numbers flying all over the place. You see everybody's damage, which is pretty horrific on the server and horrific on some of the clients. So we can turn that off. Then we'd have to do some additional work. I would like to turn damage on for just you, for your personal damage, so you can see what you're doing. There's a bit of additional work to enable that. So I've tried turning off on the world boss fights first, and we'll see how that goes from there. I'm thinking that it will still appear.
Cool.
Because I have a feeling that setting is for turning on damage numbers when you have them turned off on the server.
That makes sense, I think. Yes.
Yeah, because on PvP servers, you turn off damage numbers because you see everybody's damage, including your enemies.
Yeah.
So that gives away their position straight away because you see all these red numbers popping up over the hill or whatever, and then you're like, ah, shit, there's people over there.
Totally. Which leads perfectly into our next topic, actually.
Yeah.
It's linked, so shall we speak. So Sandy has turned on, very kindly, she went around every single map, and she turned on the awesome Spyglass player outline, which should be active right now. Now, I believe we came across an issue with this. I was watching general chat earlier, and I think, did you turn that off on Scorched? Or was that just for the arena?
No, I turned it off on Scorched.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's not something we can restrict by area.
Okay, so yeah, that's obviously counterproductive, isn't it, to any PvP zone? So that kind of ties into that. And then we have the huge, great big thing this week of the pricing for the points have been adjusted on the store. I know you've done a lot of work on this, so do you want to explain how the prices have changed and what's been going on with the supporter packs?
So we find a lot of our supporters who do want to support us purchased multiple supporter ranks. That's really great. Absolutely love you for it. However, that leads to a lot of confusion on our end. And we realized the reason behind this was because the pricing of the points individually was not in line with the pricing with the points you got from the supporter packs. Now, the supporter packs, because they're kind of like a recurring thing that you you donate to us every month, we thought the points were kind of as a bonus. So what we decided to do was bring down the cost of all the points significantly, and then give a further discounts to any supporters. And at the same time, you can no longer buy multiple supporter ranks of the same type. So you can't buy like 5 alpha ranks or 5 gamma ranks. The reason for that is it's just when it comes to our end of month maintenance, it is really difficult to for us to unravel it if somebody cancels one but not another, and the management of it becomes an absolute nightmare. So we thought, well, okay, let's give our supporters an extra bonus, which is a 20% discount on points if you buy them through our website. And everybody else, you get them a hell of a lot cheaper. And everything that you donate to us by buying stuff on the site, that goes into buying new hardware, upgrading our servers, and launching more games. And I think, well, you've seen that over the past month. We've gone out and bought 2 very expensive pieces of hardware, and we're still in the process of tuning that. Yeah, that was it, really.
Awesome. So that's good, because I think that's been a little bit imbalanced for a long time. So happy with that. That's really cool. On to the next thing we have then, the community box. So the community box can now be accessed when unlocked by players not in your alliance or tribe. So,
Yeah,
how did this come about?
In Ecos, one of Ecos mods, there's a box which is intended for people to put down. It can be built pretty much anywhere, and it's designed to be put down so other people can access it, so you can leave things for other people. It's just, like a sharing box. So with our anti thievery stuff that we have in, that stops you accessing unlocked boxes unless you're in the alliance with that person, you couldn't actually access this community box. It was blocked. So we've whitelisted it now. So if you want to share things with people, use a community box and expect things in a community box to be taken if it's unlocked. Fairly straightforward, I think.
Yep, totally. So next one. This one's a cool one. I'm liking this. Last login tracking and 1 character on the cluster. Tell us more.
So if you go to Arc Support, there's a new button. It's called Player Location. You click that button and it will tell you where you were last logged in. So if you've forgotten which map you're on, you can click that button. It will go, ha, you're on this map. And then obviously you can log into the right map. If you do try and log into the wrong map, it will tell you while you're logging in that that is not the map you want to log into. Your character was on this map instead, and it will then kick you back to the login screen. So you can then choose to log into the correct map. The reason for this, well, there's several reasons. One, we're getting loads of tickets from people like, oh my God, I've accidentally logged into the wrong map and created a new character, and it's kicked my main character out of my tribe. Can you help me get my main character back into my tribe and all my stuff back? And oh my God, that just takes hours. The second reason is there is an exploit that we became aware of that was potentially being used on the cluster, whereby you can use 2 characters on the cluster to duplicate your entire inventory very quickly. So everybody, unfortunately, is now limited to 1 character on the cluster. Once you've created your character, you are stuck with that character. You're stuck with its name and its reputation as well. If you need a character name change, for the time being, you can put in a ticket and request it. Or if you pick an inappropriate name, we will ask the community to pick a name for you.
You don't want that.
No, you definitely don't want that. Or in a future date, you will be able to purchase a name change with points.
Ooh. Automatic name changing. That sounds cool.
Yes. Just so you're aware, I don't mind running through what the exploit was, because it is now fixed for all of you who want to go off and exploit away somewhere else. And it's something that they can never fix on Vanilla Arc. Oh, quite funny. Bear with me. I have some notes here. So, yeah, you upload your items to the Arc data or the cluster. You keep your upload window open. The second character opens the Arc data also, and both characters can now pull out the items, duping them. Each time you add items, the other character just closes the Arc data window and reopens it. That's it. That's that simple.
That is too sneaky.
Yeah.
So no more sneakies. No sneakies for you. Which? Okay, go on.
Yeah, you can mind wipe, so you can edit your stats, Harry. Just to answer that question, there's no such thing as re-rolling your character badly. Just mind wipe it and away you go. If you make a character with stupid face and arms, well, that's your own fault. There's only so much we can do to save you from yourself.
Or if you've been afflicted with a community assigned name, God help you. We're not helping you with that. They're vicious,
Yes,
we know,
is,
but there's a reason you ended up in that situation, and that's all on you.
There is a mind wipe that doesn't wipe engrams. It's available to buy from the shop for a nominal number of points. It also lets you bulk add your stats back again as well in a nice little menu.
Cool.
For the time being, we can do name changes remotely. So as long as you don't take the piss with it, open a ticket and we can change your name.
Aries, just so you know, I believe Pornstar's name was picked by Pornstar. I don't think that was a community one.
No, it wasn't. Bruce Vane was a community picked one, along with I can't remember who the other one was, but we did one recently.
I've seen a few choice names running around. It's cool.
Yeah, but we've picked a few in the past. When people log in and pick human as their name, that immediately makes them eligible for a free community-sponsored name change. Much hilarity ensues.
We should start doing those as part of the round table. It's hilarious.
If I see them, it goes global straight away.
Excellent.
news.
It's just like that's the best thing ever. You know, you're a bit bleary eyed in the morning with your coffee, and you see Human 123 playing on your cluster. You're like, whoa, yes, opportunity for hilarity.
How to wake DJ up in the morning.
So unfortunately, that's not a change we'll be reversing because of that exploit. It is. I didn't realize how widely known it was until I saw a couple of characters online at the same time in the same tribe with the same Steam ID and was like, huh?
I've seen that before. I've always assumed it was like a duplicate message or sneaky people.
Yeah.
So I think that covers main Arc cluster for today. Does it not?
Question about the single character thing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that also applies to admins.
Indeed, it does.
So
oh my god, indeed it does, Tom.
Multiple character. Yeah. Now you. Yeah.
Yes.
So you got to remember which map you logged off on. Oh, actually, no, you don't. There's a button for that.
Yeah, I'm more thinking about the ability to quickly log in and help people. That's all right.
You do what I do now is you log out on map and you have to transfer. I got myself all sorts of lost this morning doing that. It was fun.
Oh god, I can imagine.
My usual sort of leaving my dead body lying on a beach somewhere didn't work either. I'm like, no, hang on, this is my main. I'm back to rag.
Yep, pretty much.
Recover corpse.
Yeah, man. Coolio.
Yes, there is a couple of other things going on. Sandy also went round and picked out new default spawn locations for every single map on the cluster.
She did indeed. She did a stellar job again.
So as part of setting up that PvP arena, I've also been started work on the list to set up no build zones in the spawn areas. So not immediately, because it's a hell of a long list. Eventually, we'll get to the point where you spawn at a location. You'll then spawn. So, like, I don't know, South Easy 1 or whatever the hell it is on the island. That used to spawn you in a load of different areas down south somewhere. Now it'll be fixed, and you'll appear in an area that is blocked from building in. And yeah, straightforward. The area won't have a big red dome over it or any dome for any description, but as you move in and out of the area, it will tell you you've left South Zone 1 or whatever. Quest chains. We have a spreadsheet that we're building out all the quests on and the questing requirements. I've got the first few quests into our configuration file for it. So now we know what the format of them is. Now all we've got to do is figure out, we write formulas to convert stuff from Excel to ArcConfig. So we've got to figure out a massive long Excel formula to do that, and then we can populate all the quest information and get that into the game. We're aiming on creating about 10 quests a week. At this rate, it will take us, how many levels have we got? 180, 10 a week, 18 weeks. So it'll probably take
years little.
Yeah, so it'll probably take us about 18 weeks to finish the full quest chain from level 1 up to level 180. Because we are going through each level and building out quests for each one. I'll give you some kind of timeline on that.
It makes me want to cry.
It'll be worth it in the end.
It will be worth it in the end. It'll be awesome. People will sing our joys from far and wide, I hope.
Yeah. So other than that, I think that is it for the main art cluster. Other than we're doing some performance tweaks on the maintenance tomorrow to change the way the server allocates processes to the maps for Arc and for 7 days. So we'll be keeping an eye on that potential big performance increase there as well.
Awesome.
Turns out Ryzen behaves a bit differently to Intel when it comes to allocating processes to CPUs, and I don't feel that the Arc cluster is making full use of the 24 processors we've got. In fact, I know it isn't.
By differently, I'm assuming you mean far superior in every way, yeah?
No, just different.
Oh, okay. Windows,
Windows doesn't like it.
The two architectures are like comparing apples and pears. They're not the same. They do similar things, but they're not the same.
Yeah.
Aww.
Which leads me to my most fun announcement of the evening.
Yeah.
Which is Ducks. Who wants to play pirates and rule the seas? Yarr!
We are going to drop a big mod onto Docs tomorrow morning. And it is called Rule the Seas. And it lets you build and power some awesome looking boats.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you. These boats do look seriously epic as well. Have we got some pictures?
Yeah. Let's grab some pictures out of this.
Let's get some pictures, because these boats, I'm not kidding you, these boats look awesome. I was first told about this, I'm like, nah, big rafts. Nah. These boats are seriously cool.
Not better than that. Where is it? Workshop. I had it on my little here. I Conquer the Seas, not Rule the Seas. Conquer the Seas.
I actually thought it was Rule the Seas. Ding.
Where is it? Conquer the Seas. Yes, it is Conquer the Seas. So let's get a whole bunch of images going into here. There's one.
Look at that. Just look at it. Look.
And obviously, whoever took these screenshots had like potato graphics on and was quite old, but
Look.
Yes, and they do have cannons that fire, I may add. And yes, there are oil rigs and all sorts of wondrous shit, and zeppelins and blimps and hot air balloons and motorboats and tons of stuff.
Now, here's the question, because I'm assuming, knowing you two, you've done the testing. How does a battleship stand up against a dragon?
I don't know, but they use them on the Hard Docks official server, so whoop whoop.
Look at that.
I'm okay with this.
Look at it. It does have Atlas vibes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like it's the same game or anything.
Hold on.
Look.
There we go.
Blimp.
It has a blimp, and check out the mini map in the top left corner.
Me likey.
Do we
So,
not
yes,
give
this
you the
will be-
best shit or what? Come on.
This will be landing on docks.
Well, you give me plenty of shit. I'm not sure if it's the best shit, but it certainly give me a lot.
I believe there's some submersibles as well, and there is this, which I love. I love this. Jet ski.
You can just feel the motor coming up from underneath, can't you?
Yeah, totally. That dude's gonna get wrecked. That's what that shadow is in the background. It's not his wash coming off the back of the jet ski. Here's another one. There we go.
What am I looking at there?
Little submersible underwater with its bubbles coming out the
Oh,
fins at the
wow.
back.
I am, yes.
He's in the deep, dark depths. So, yeah, that'll be going on to docks. It will not, unfortunately, be coming to the main cluster because it is over 1.2 gigabytes.
Try out docks. Get wrecked. Be a pirate. Yay!
Your best chances of survival at docks are actually in the frickin' ocean.
No, I need to point out you missed a few steps on your description there.
Okay.
Land on docks, get wrecked, get wrecked, get wrecked, get wrecked, get wrecked, get
Yeah,
wrecked,
fair
get wrecked,
play.
get wrecked, get wrecked. Be awesome.
So, totally forgot now. It's important. Oh well, it's gone.
It's gone. Okay. So, I'm going to move on until it comes back. So, before we get to questions, which is going to be the end section, and I know we're going to have some, especially probably around Georgia. This week's party notes, I wanted to say thank you to the Undead Legacy testers who have been last weekend working their collective butts off, giving me feedback and suggestions and all that sort of stuff. So thank you very much to Tula, Chris, Krusty, and Warfare. Like I said before, if you want to get involved next time or just seriously want to get involved, the dojo is the place to be, or just reach out and touch somebody and we will put you in touch with the person you need to speak to. But no problem at all with more testers.
No, Sandy, not like that.
So again, the dojos are meant for players and admin interactions and healthy discussion of ideas and all issues and things we're facing. We are listening. Please don't think your voice doesn't count. Absolutely, we do read that stuff. We do go back through it as well and read through it, and everything really, really helps. So we appreciate the people who are going forth and doing that. And again, just don't feel like I'm too small, I'm new. Get in there and make your voices heard. Anything reasonable is going to be looked at. I think that's all I've got for this week. So
can I start the questioning bits, or
you can start the questioning bits if you want. That's what the questioning bit's for.
Excellent. Well, while people are testing their while people are typing their questions, I have a comment and two questions to ask. The first comment is thank you again to all of the testers. Thank you guys for being patient with me as well. I know I'm supposed to be leading all the 7 days stuff, but I've had some shit going on. So thank you very, very much for picking up the slack on that one for me. Shit appears to be clearing up, but I will not put that in stone yet because, as we all know, shit happens and continues to happen. So thank you very much for picking the slack up there. The second one, Nani,
What's that new mod called?
Undead Legacy.
Try again.
Undead
Legacy.
God damn it. I'll deal with you later. What's wrong with Legacy? Legacy?
Well, for one, it's not a word. My
I
second-
gave up on that even before you
That's
mentioned
all right.
it.
I'll take
I'll
over.
call it what I want to, damn it.
That's fine. I'll take you later. Second question. Did you do Roundtable 46?
I did.
Have we been doing this for nearly a year?
Yes, Roundtable 46.
Jesus
We're
Christ.
approaching 50, and I would love to do something big on 50. I don't know what yet we need to discuss, but I think 50 is a big one, and 100 is going to be huge.
6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Oh, that's a shame. Roundtable 51 is my birthday.
Happy birthday for Roundtable 51.
Yeah, there we go. We started the week after my birthday. Holy crap. Excellent.
It doesn't look like we've had any questions about Fjordur.
Here's a question. How do you spell Fjordur without looking? Go.
No,
J-O-R-D-O-R.
I'm going to get picked on for the word Fjordur. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm going to be quiet.
Please write.
Or as I alternatively refer to it as Fjordur.
I will let anybody off who doesn't have the umlaut key on their keyboard, so feel free to put a normal O. I say normal O in English, oh.
So the main question seems to be coming up, I've seen twice, is around Undead Legacy, players, TPs, land claims, that kind of stuff.
Yes,
How does that work?
I am reading through. Very slowly.
As you do with most things.
Yeah, correct. It's getting late in the day. More notes about
It's
not
7:45
listening
now.
to you.
Come on.
I know. So teleports. What I'm going to go with initially is at the moment only alpha gets teleport. So what I want to do is filter that downwards. So I'm going for all ranks are going to have at least one teleport. I'm going to surprise you on the day. But all ranks will have at least one teleport. Claim blocks, because it's going to be a smaller map and we already use max size claim box, I was initially thinking we start with 3 and see where we go. So your first is going to be for your base. There's a lot of people like in community areas at the moment and little build zones and all sorts of RP type areas. So I'm thinking the other two you can then successfully do stuff like this without having to worry about players taking them down. So I would say we start with 3 land claims. We need to know how people use them, how violent the server is going to be, and it's going to be violent. So we've never run a server at this difficulty before, and this mod kind of really punishes you early game. You need tables to craft everything, so you're going to get your ass handed to you quite a few times. So we're going to start with 3. We're going to start with possibly say a teleport for gammas and maybe 2 and 3, and we'll see where we go. It is all going to need evaluating for the new server because it's so new, and because the players are also going to get a lot more input into it, it's kind of going to be an ongoing job. For the players that are on there quite a lot, and the players that have given me a lot of feedback, then we'll start creating little work groups for 7 days, and we'll kind of fine tune that as we go. Clear as mud?
As always, yes.
And yes, Sandy, at some point I probably did say violence. I like violence.
He chose violence.
Other than that, there doesn't seem to be many questions for this evening.
Cool. Do we
What's
do we
the answer to
actually
the other
have
question of you?
any Fjordur players on? Is there anybody who does have bases on Fjordur that is actually currently listening? I'll give that 10 seconds just for people to get things out.
Pretty sure Silver does.
Oh, so several people are typing.
Because I kind of want to know who's thinking, "Oh, sod it, let's go to the new map, woohoo." Who's thinking, "Oh my god, my base is so huge, what am I going to do?" I would like some opinions on that. We're obviously going to have to roll with Fjordur as fast as we can. I'm going to keep saying it because it's the only way I know how to say it. People want it quickly, so it's coming June. It will go live June, so you've got a good month yet, at least, possibly 2.
Right, Nani.
I keep hoping to get hold of Cody. Cody, we need to speak to you. Yes.
Nani, in response to Big Nugget's question, repeat after me. Fjordur.
Fjordur.
I'll say it faster.
Fjordur.
There you go.
That sounds like
That's how you
something
say it.
Joey would say from Friends, though, doesn't it? Fjordur. Fjordur.
I say it how I type it, and I don't type it with.
But I don't
The
type
umlaut.
it sort of Fjordur. Fjordur.
Fjordur.
I don't have the
Or with umlaut key.
yeah. So
I'll tell you what.
I can't say it like that.
Fjordur. Anyhow, if we are done with questions, because I see this turning into more of a yeah, there we go. Here come the Joey memes. Thank you. Fjordur. I think we're done for this week then, right? Anything else to add?
I think so.
Okay, so Tom, as you're here, take us out, please.
With a rifle or on a date or.
Oh, in this case, just shoot me. I'm done with it.
I turn up once or twice a month and he complains every single time.
Yeah, I do.
And then he complains when I don't turn up as well. Oh. Guys, we have been the Wicked Ninjas. You, as always, have been completely awesome. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Fjordur.
Fjordur.
We're going to end on that now, aren't we?
Yes.